Well, on this particular episode of Right Turn Garage TV, we are yet again switching gears. Like I said, tons of YouTube gold. And for the first one of the year, I believe this is the first one of the year, we have Old Daisy, Mama's Beetle. So this thing, I am almost 100% sure. I haven't checked yet, but yep, I am 100% sure now. Maybe see those. You get a flashlight here. There we go. The spark plug wires and spark plugs, I believe, need changed. And then after seeing those dots down here on these spark plug wires, right there-ish, you see them? I am 100% sure nobody did that from any kind of Volkswagen dealer or, you know, whatever. But these things here, do you see any plug wires? They run right underneath this daggone intake, don't they? But you don't have to take the intake off at all. You can actually sneak two from this side and two from this side. Now, I believe I used to unplug this injector, yeah, and get numbered, whatever that is. But I ran the scanner on it and it said number 2 misfire, and then it come up random cylinder misfire. So, being that it had both codes, number 2 was probably the first one that started missing, I'm guessing. And another thing about these Volkswagens, I'm not really too hip to them. I'm not gonna lie. I like them American made, but you're gonna have to know which emissions it has on it. And I'm not gonna lie, this one's Mexico. I'll be daggone right there. I'm guessing this has Mexican type emissions on it, from what it looks like. Because they did ask me at Riley's, and yeah, it says Mexico or American, Canadian. I think the other one was Canadian. Heck, I can't remember. American or Mexico type, I don't know. But anyway, it looks like it's Mexico type. So anyway, and there's another little thing that tells you something, and it says California type. I don't know, this is crazy. So I'm just going to take a plug wire with me since they had both in stock. But you'll notice these plug wires are a little different than what you're used to. They have a metal type, I don't know, on it. And then, you know, I've never replaced plug wires on one of these, that I can see where they go, and I gotta like do something with this thing and it's magic. I'm guessing just take it off and scoot him on out the way. Weird, because they run, I mean, like directly. Does anybody know what the heck is this? It's got to be for admissions, I'm reckoning. Goes to the box and then goes somewhere back there. Either way, we're gonna find out together, guys. What do you say? But what I was gonna tell you is they actually make a special, I know, special spark plug tool wire remover, and it fits over, it locks on, pulls off. They're super slick. I don't have one, so I hope that I bought one of these spark plug tools. I think I did. Yep, I did. Hooray me. Score one for the good guys. That right there. Now, these have a metal boot. Let me just pull one off and I'll show you real quick. Let me blind us both. Right there. And these ones, the outside ones aren't that bad to get to. Go ahead and undo your little, whatever this, the wire loom thingy. That, put it up so you lose it and forget where you put it. Apparently this one's number 4, because I see it marked on the wire. So that's gooder. But we're gonna see. All right, that twisted right off. Curiosity killing the old kitten here. Oh gosh, that looks like, I don't know. I don't know if that's factory original or not. We're about to find out though. As soon as I can remember where I put the right, you know, tool for the job. I think I put all them in here. Yep, there we go. It looks like it's that flavor. And that flavor. And it's always good to remove them, at least one that has the little rubber thingy in it, that way so it pulls out easier. All right, so let's just see what we got here. If the engine's hot, I've always heard let them cool down. This one's pretty cold, so at least I think aluminum heads or something, I'm not sure. Different strokes, different folks, you know. Just try to not mess up anything, because if you can just get away with replacing spark plugs, and more power to you. The wires themselves, man, they don't look bad, but you can never tell internally. Let's just see what these plugs tell us. And these plugs tell us that no, they're NGKs, so they already have been replaced, because this would have come with Bosch plugs in it from the factory. Holy, whew. Okay, well, yep, they are done. That is a far gap. That's, I don't know what the gap is on that sucker, and if this camera could zoom in that good. But, oh, no, I take it back. NGK are factory in these, Volkswagen. So, we 100% nailed it. It's absolutely getting plugs and wires. So I have to run back in town to get the daggone plug wires, because I didn't know what emissions thing it had on it. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and replace the plugs first, and then, you know. But what I was wanting to show you is these plug wires. They actually, if you guys mess around with Volkswagens that much, they make a tool that slides over this, you twist it, and it slides over and locks on here. You just pull it, and it works really slick. If not, these right here are used for regular spark plugs and stuff. These are wonderful. I think I got these at Napa. These are wonderful. Get you a set of these. That way so you don't tear boots if you're going to reuse your wires. I absolutely recommend them. But I'm going to go ahead and remove all these. Pretty sure you have to unplug this injector, which is number 1-ish injector. Yeah, number 1 injector, to get the number 2 spark plug. Sorry, I keep forgetting you guys can't see what I see. So that's injector right here. Just, they squeeze and then their light falls. But they squeeze to release, and then you just have a hard time with everything. What the world? Just sit. Golly. Why are you evil? Anyway, you can probably squeeze it with your fingers and then just pull it up, out. If not, you can take a little pair of needle nose pliers, squeeze on it and pull it up. Or you might even be able to use these suckers. But undo that, you can slide it, and then you can get to that number 2 plug. All right? And I think you need a swivel on it. I'll be right back with you and let you know, all right? In just a few minutes. All right, guys, so I got them all out the exact same way I was telling you, but you do not need to have a swivel socket. See this right here? This is it makes it wobble at the end here. I'm gonna call it a wobble end, how it's kind of, see how it's not exactly squared? That right there, I promise you, is good enough to get them. And the little rubber boot inside there, this one ain't worth a poop, so it is what it is. Number 1 cylinder. you know, crispy. Number 2 cylinder, if you guys could see in there, I promise you, the electrode, boys, she is about gone. It honestly was the worst one, so that's probably why it come up misfire 2 versus whatever, but they are all factory. I mean, it's got the patina on them and everything. Now, you do plugs however you want to do plugs. I'm going to do them my way. My way is taking a piece of 3/8 hose, and I'll just show you. Can I show you? I think he was looking over there. Hey, right here. Hold on. And most of these cars have the spark plugs gapped already, but you can absolutely, positively drop the box down there along the belt. Anyway, I'm going to double check my gap before I put them in, but I'm going to show you how I put in the spark plugs. This one requires a little bit longer reach, so we went with the, you know, however long that is, like, that's at least 4 foot, right? But it's 3/8, just regular hose, and you can get, I want you to see how far down this thing is. Can you see all the way down in there? I mean, she's ready to go, boys. She is way down there somewhere. I don't even know if the camera can see it. Dang it. I promise you, if you see a hole down there, right in there, all these shadows are messing it all up. Anyway, whenever you do this, you can see it, but this right here allows you to reach without trying to stick your gadgets all the way down there, see? And furthermore, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm saying you would really have to pull a stump. I personally have never cross-threaded a spark plug with starting them with a hose like that. One, I believe it would lose its traction, you know, because whenever you cross-thread, you're feeding it, right? Well, I mean, if you start feeding it the old, see, it's going to slip once you get so tight. So if you can cross thread it with a piece of hose and that hose grips, one, you got a real good tight fit. Two, I don't know what you ate for breakfast, but let me know if it made you that strong. But this is a Volkswagen, so more than likely I'm gonna guess that I have no idea where the spark plug gap is. Usually GMs and all those underneath the hood. If you're smarter than I, you can ask the lady from O'Reilly's that waited on you. Hey, what's the spark plug gap on that? Can you write it on the box, please? I'm gonna guess these are probably 45,000, but I don't have a daggone sticker to go from. So I'm gonna Google it. That's all you gotta do, just Google it. Just give it an old Google. But these plug wires are extremely tight fitting in there. I mean, they're a booger. They just made them long enough to, you know, do what they do. So the odds of you crossing one is not very great. If you think that it is, just mark your ends. Mark your wires itself. Take you a paint marker, mark number 4, mark number 4. Whatever you got to do. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. If this is a little bit above your pace or what have you, slow it down your pace. You know, do one at a time if that makes you comfortable. You know, just do you. As long as you're trying something, but you're going to need this socket, not socket, but one of those extensions at least, with the little ends on it, because it slides right in and it does the trick. And it's a lot better than having one of them universals that just slop around everywhere and drives you about 3/4 nuts. But anyway, I am absolutely doing this trick. I'm gonna check my gap on these, and since I don't really have a gap to go from, and since I don't know, you know where I put my spark plugs gapper at? Nope, me either. Makes two of us. So anyway, gonna take about 27 minutes, try to find my spark plug gapper, then realize it was in an easy access place the whole time. And I'll let you know what those original ones gapped at. Ah, looky there. So this goes to 100 thousandths. Just for gigs, let's just see where they are. These things are at, oh my God. They're at 80 thousandths. And I am 190, scratch that. However more positive you can be, these are not 80 thousandth plugs at all. I promise you they're not. They're probably 60 at the most. Whew. I mean, that's going. All right, so let me look up this. I'm gonna throw these plugs back in. We're gonna start them and see, you know, just what happens. By the way, this particular engine and spark plugs in general, this thing ran really poopy when it was cold. It actually ran better the warmer it got, which was kind of odd, and you only noticed it whenever it was in a lower gear than what it was supposed to have been. My wife was lugging down the car, you know, like going up a hill or going down a, whatever the case may have been. She was actually like putting more load on the engine than the gear could handle, and it started missing on her. So anyway, I'm gonna put these in, or start it up, and go from there. All right. And well, we're going to go get spark plug wires. We're just going to replace those from what it looks like. You remove this thing, and it looks like there's only one 10 millimeter holder left. Then you can just pull that up out of the way, and it's right underneath it. Or if you can sneak your hand under there, you can just pop them off one by one, trace them, and go. Now this one looks like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I mean, that's pretty basic, right? So from the passenger side back is how you start counting. Passenger side first on number 1. That's just all there is to it. Pretty easy stuff. So I'm gonna do that, and that should take care of that kind of problem. And no more check engine light. But if you have a random cylinder misfire, guys, there's always, check your plugs. If you have a distributor, check your distributor cap. Check your rotor button. Is it cracked? Does it only does it when it's raining? Might want to lean toward the distributor cap. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna replace these plugs and all that good stuff, and she should sound happier. She should definitely have a lot more pep. And I'll let you know what the spark plug gap is, okay? Give me a few minutes. So remember how I told you we was going to check and see how bad those plugs were? I have found via the internet that these things gap anywhere between 28 to 35 thousandths. Ours was 80, slightly off. So yeah, so they absolutely need it changed. Like I said, this was a random cylinder misfire, so it kind of makes sense. We're gonna go ahead and hop to it, and we'll see what happens, all right? Okay, so I have to have a little heart-to-heart car confession with you. I did not put these wires back the exact way that they were routed from the factory. They had them routed originally behind the fuel line and squeezed down through. I did not do that because the intake's pretty much wide open underneath. And I'm not taking that intake off. I'm not doing it. You know, and the only thing I did do, I took off these hoses right here. You pinch them, you squeeze them right here where it has these little threads, and then you twist it, and that'll remove both these hoses and you pull up. I only had one screw even holding this thing in because that mount broke and that one vibrated off. So I only had this one here, which is a 10 millimeter. I slid it forward, and you can probably see, maybe, hopefully, right here-ish. See the wires running to her right there? That's your coil pack. Now, another confession I have to tell you. One, I cut number 2 wire completely in half because of the way they had it routed. I didn't want to break anything. I mean, straight up. I also disconnected number 4 injector to get to number 3 plug. So, here's another little confession. I ripped all of the plug wires off of the coil pack at the same time. I am not a Volkswagen mechanic, really, at all. I believe, if I remember right, it was 4, 3, 2, 1, starting from the top down, I think. We're gonna find out together right now. If this baby starts and don't spit and sputter like chitty chitty bang bang, we did it right. That's the firing order. So, we did it. We did it. We did it. It runs again. Way it's supposed to. Hot diggity. And she's quiet. She's happy. That's good. So, I'm glad we nailed that. I really am, because I didn't really pay attention to the plug wires of the coil pack. Don't do that. I was like 90% sure, but I didn't mark anything, so that really helped me. But anyway, guys, if you're starting the top down, 4, 3, 2, 1 on your coil pack, that's the way it's numbered. Promise you. It's not like GM that has 1 and 4 and 3 and 2 or 2 and 3, whatever you want to call, you know, however you want to say it. But these plugs, this is why I recommend NGK plugs. These were 143,000, and this year 20 years old. This is the 2003 flavor, so we just added some more life to her. She's gonna be a lot happier, and it's gonna run better. Like I say, these plug wires are gonna fight you. If I were you, I would absolutely cut the plug. If you're replacing them, cut number 1 plug wire, cut number 2 plug wire. Just cut them. Pull them through that way, pull the other end that way. Save yourself some time. If you're not going to reuse these have 143,000 miles. Granted, they were great plugs for their time. They've done their job. Send them. Send them to the trash can. You've done your job. Good job. They did it. You know, the NGK plugs, they did their job. So, I am happy with this. The wife will be happy with it. That's a good thumbs up there. And while you're at it, just go ahead and throw her some washer fluid in. It's getting ready to be like nice and cold winter, so throw her some in there just in case she wants to, you know, take it out for one of the random nice days we have here in Ohio, you know, during the winter. But anyway, guys, hopefully this helps you guys. I'd absolutely, positively get the spark plug wire tool. They sell them everywhere. I'm almost 100% sure I got these at O'Reilly's, I think. I'm pretty sure I did. But get those tools, because you'll also need them to shove those boots back down on the spark plug wires. You're going to want to make sure they're seated good. Also, the plug wires that go to the end that goes to the distributor, why did I say distributor? Your coil pack. I was reaching my hand through the backside with this loose, these hoses off, and if you can get these suckers to wiggle, you got them off, I promise you. So I was actually going from the backside, trying to pry up a little bit and help it wiggle, squeeze and wiggle this way, while I was pulling with the other hand, you know, this way. And that got them suckers off there in no time. If you can't, get you a flathead screwdriver, set of pliers, if you're not reusing these. If you are reusing them, do as I did. Get the little spark plug holder, pincher thingies and wire thingies and do that. Don't forget to re-plug in your injectors if you unplugged them. I unplugged that one and that one. So if you start it up and it's missing, won't start, whatever, more than likely you forgot to plug in your injectors. So, and also on your, if you're wondering if they say, is it Mexico emissions or American? This right here says, you know, the great place everybody loves is just California, right? That's sarcasm. So if it passed California emissions, you got one that was here in the States. Those plug wires are 110 bucks. If you get one from Mexico, they're 51. I don't know if there's any difference, guys. I really don't. You can Google it. Let me know. I'm not a Volkswagen guy by chance. I'm just, you know, working on this for the wife. So if you know if there's a difference or not, put it down below. Let somebody else know they can save some money if they get the Mexican ones, if they don't make any bit of difference. But that's what they had in store. It's what I got. So, and it works. And their lifetime guarantee. Thank you, O'Reilly's. Appreciate it. So hopefully it's helped you guys. And if you don't mind, just a real quick, you know, hit like, subscribe, tell your friends. Appreciate it. And we're going to get back on the mullet machine. Hopefully we get this sucker all primed out, get her ready for paint. Old Dad's ready for some paint, you know? Ready to just finish this body work that I love so much doing, and just, you know. Anyway, don't want to lie to you guys. Not looking forward to body work. I just want it done. But anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you here next time on Right Turn Garage TV.